Hey guys, this is James, the Rambling Dasher, and welcome to a rare Saturday dash. Anyway, hey, it's another ride along where we get together and do our best to get some dashes together. And today we're on a goal to get about $50. I should set the bar a little bit higher. I really need $60 to finish off my week. So we kind of did a short night last night and ended up with like 46 bucks. Disappointing $46 for a Friday night. So we're gonna go out and get the other $50 today. But I got about 4 hours. Well, maybe, because I've turned this thing on for 20 minutes already, and I just now got an order for $6 and something out of Zaxby. So I don't know if I can get $50 today on a Saturday. But the last time I worked Saturday, which was maybe last Saturday or 2 weeks ago, I can't remember, but anyway, I ended up with about 70 bucks. So in the same amount of time, 11 to 3. So I scheduled myself from 11 to 3. I got out here about 10 after, and it's already 11:28, and I'm heading to my first order. So fingers crossed we get some things picked up here and we move on and knock it all out. So yeah. One request is that, hey, I'm just gonna throw this out there: like and subscribe, and if you have a chance, even if you aren't watching, let the video play all the way through. That would greatly help my numbers and let YouTube, the YouTube system, know that it's worth watching, and it will show it to other people. It'll just put it out there. So yeah, anyway, so I would appreciate that if you would do that, and I appreciate you watching, so at least getting this far. So anyway, I'm gonna go in and pick up this food real quick, and we are going to be right back. Thanks. All right guys, so we have got the order, and it says 2.2 miles away, so 6 minutes. So yeah, we're gonna head that way. I gotta figure out how the heck to get there. It looks as though it just wants me to go back that way, so I am going to go out the back way. So yeah, what we do on here is, I don't normally dash on Saturdays, so we typically go on Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, and this week has been all messed up. I did good on Monday and Wednesday, and Thursday I took off, and then I went for like 3 hours last night on a Friday, and then back today for a little while, just to make sure we get our numbers where we'd like them to be. So our goal is to get about 300 bucks a week in extra income. I do work a full-time job and do this just to do extra stuff. So yeah, there's that. That's our goal anyway, to get to $100 a day on 3 days a week, and then call it a week. So with that, if you did that for 48 weeks out of a 52-week year, you would come up with somewhere around like $14,400. So that's not a bad extra little gig if you can get it. So, you know, we do what we do, pay our bills. I personally do this, one, to help pay the bills, but also to save up for trips, because I like to go on trips. So we just did an extended trip to Portugal. We got us an apartment there in Lisbon for I don't know, we were gone for about 5 weeks. I think we took off work for 5 weeks. Oh, hang on, I'm throwing stuff all over the place. So we were gone for 5 weeks. We ended up renting the apartment for about 28 or 29 nights. So yeah, I took the first week off and the last week off, and then I took and 1 week was in the middle was a holiday, I think Memorial weekend. So I had a Monday off that week, and then I took the next 2 Fridays off. So basically I worked 3 weeks, 3 4-day weeks while I was there, because I worked remote, worked from home. So it worked out pretty good. The mornings for the company I worked for happened to be my afternoon, so we had about a 4 to 5 hour window where we did overlap. And I just tried to get up early in the morning and get the first half of the day knocked out, and then by the time my 5 o'clock rolled around, which was their noon, then my day was over. So yeah, it worked out really well. So I'm glad that I got to experience that, and basically just living in a different country for a whole month. So it was awesome. Got other trips planned. I got a quick little trip to Seattle planned at the end of August with my 15-year-old, and we're going to a video game expo. And out in Seattle. So it's called PAX. They have one in Boston that we've been to, and now we're going to the one in Seattle. So that's kind of fun for us to be able to do that kind of stuff. 2519. Sorry, we're getting close to this delivery area, and I think it just says to leave it. There's some big old houses out here, and they have gates and everything. So I do believe that said 2519. So what does this say? They sent a message that said leave it at the black gate with the white house. All right, so we're leaving it at the black gate. So all right, I'm gonna drop this food off and I'll be right back. All right, that was interesting. I see him coming up this way. It's some kid in a golf cart, so that's to be expected. All right, so yeah, we're going to Seattle in August, and then we are still in debating mode as to whether or not we're gonna try to go to Hawaii in the spring. So my daughter is living in Japan right now, and her mom and aunt and her brother, my son, are gonna go visit her during spring break in Hawaii. So they're all meeting up there. So we talked about maybe going for half the week that they're there, but then meeting up with my daughter and let her stay another half a week with us, and then she flies back home after that. So she would be there the whole week with her mom and aunt and stuff, and then the next week she would be there with us to like Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, or something like that. So that's up in the air as to whether or not that's going to happen. And then my son and I are going to go to Machu Picchu in May. So we've got to start, well, we're not going to start looking at that until like December, January time frame, as far as trying to start looking at booking things. But yeah, we're definitely looking forward to doing that. Evidently I need to get into some better shape before I go on that trip, but They say that that altitude sickness is an issue for a lot of people, and yeah, you can do a lot of hiking there. We probably won't do that much, but we're gonna do a couple of places to go tour. One, Machu Picchu itself, and then there's another tour called Sacred, I think it's called Sacred Valley or something like that. That just looks really cool, so we're gonna do that, and then hang out in Cusco for anywhere from a week to 10 days, mainly just to get, be there for like 2 or 3 days to get acclimated to the altitude, and then to do some exploration around the city and stuff. All right, so here's a $9 order to Yum Yum, so I'm gonna accept that, and it's 8.6 miles, but most of that is going to be getting to the actual restaurant. Maybe not most of it, but well, 2.8 of it anyway. So I'm 2.8 miles away from the store. So we're going to go there, pick that up, and then we're going to go deliver it. But anyway, back to Cusco in Peru to see Machu Picchu. Basically we'll do a couple of almost like cruise excursions where we get together with either a small tour group, and this is how it works for everybody, is that you have to get a guide to take you from Cusco, and you hop on a train. You basically go through a tour company, you hop on a train, then you get together with your guide and they walk you through Machu Picchu. And it's been so crowded in years past that people they've had to regulate the attendance to it, to limit it to X number of people per day. So that's going to be an interesting thing to make sure that we have everything squared away and all that fun stuff. So and they say to try to go in the morning time, but I don't know if we'll make it in the morning or not. We'll see. I think that they may be similar to the time frame as us in Central Time Zone, but I don't know really. I've never looked that up. They may be an hour or two behind us, but I don't really know. So we'll figure that out as we get closer. But anyway, so yeah, I'm looking forward to that. It's been one of my bucket list trips for a long time, and we're gonna use a pretty good portion of the DoorDash pay to cover that particular trip and the other things that we're gonna do. So yeah, that's why I DoorDash, so I can get out and go do things that I've never been able to do before. And spend time with the people that I want to spend time with. So anyway, all right, I'm gonna go pick this order up. I've been snacking on some breakfast, not really breakfast, and fruits and veggies and stuff like that, because I didn't get up in time to eat any food this morning. So we'll catch you on the other side of picking this food up. See ya. All right, guys, we are loaded up with I don't remember the last time I checked in, but we loaded up our Yum Yum, and while I was in there, I got another order for Pizza Hut that it said like $11 plus, I think. So we're headed to the first place already. It says 5 miles, 10 minutes. So we're gonna go knock these two out and hopefully make a little bit of money. I can't remember what the Yum Yum was, but we're gonna do the best to get the most we can out of these things. One thing I do try to do on these on this channel is to make sure I don't know, I just like being transparent about where we are and what we're doing, and let people know that, it can be done and you can make money somehow, some way through this, as a way to make extra money, maybe potentially even make it as a I don't know. I don't know that it would be the greatest full-time job, but if you're in between, or you're a student, or you're just like me, need someone to make some extra cash. So here's my little background: is I used to have two jobs. One was a contract that I could just work whenever I needed to, and the other was a full-time job. So I have both, and both paid pretty much the same. Now, both of them paid me more money than I've ever made in my whole life, so I was able to take a lot of money and sock it away for retirement and stuff like that. I was able to like max out 401ks and took my kids on a trip to Japan and Canada and do other stuff. Well, and truthfully, I did some of that stuff beforehand, because I really didn't get these two contracts until after the pandemic, and we went to Japan in 2018. So any which way, I was able to, post-pandemic, get these two jobs, and it lasted through like the middle of 2020 through the middle of 23, I think, to where the contract went. I didn't expect it to go 6 months in 2020, but it went for like 3 years. So that was good for me to get my feet off the ground. But then once I got out of that contract and only had the one job, well, the one job doesn't fully pay all the bills for every single month. So there's that. So now I was struggling through 23 to figure out, you know, how am I going to make these bills? I had money saved up because, again, I had worked those two jobs for the last 3 years and saved money up and had emergency funds and all that kind of stuff. Well, lo and behold, whenever you don't make enough money to pay your bills, then you start eating into your savings. So I did pretty good, but I still just was like, dang it, I gotta stop. I gotta figure something out. So the next year comes around and my daughter is coming home from college, and I was like, you gotta have a job, you gotta have a job, you gotta have a job, you know. So I'm in like October, November time frame saying, you need to be getting on the phone and find you a job when you get home in the middle of December. And her school got out for like 6 weeks or something like that, 6 or 8 weeks. And I said, get a job. Well, lo and behold, she didn't get a job. And we knew that she was going to need to make X number of dollars to be able to afford her to go to the school. And she didn't make hardly anything, because she was like, I'll just do some dog sitting, I'll do this and that. No, that didn't work out. So she started DoorDashing, and she did not do it very well. I don't know why. I didn't go out with her. She took her brother, she took her boyfriend, and they just didn't produce anything at all. So I said, well, it's the last week before you go back to home, back to school. And I said, let's get together. This will be a time for her and I to spend some time together while she's at home still. And let's just go 3 nights this week before she has to leave on the weekend, right? So we went out 3 nights, boom, 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 $287. And even if she would have done $287 a week for 6 weeks, you know, $300 would be $1,800. Would have been, you know, I don't remember what she needed to make, like 1,000 or something like that. But yeah, she would have made it easily if she would have just busted her tail. But you know, it's like, oh, I gotta hang out with my friends, I gotta hang out with my boyfriend, I gotta do this, I gotta do that, you know, whatever excuse we could make not to make money. All right. So anyway, I then in turn said, if I can make $287 in 3 nights, and I can do that 3 weeks in a row, or 4 weeks in a row, you know, in a month, then there's no reason why I can't use DoorDash to help pay the rest of my bills off and to save extra money for the stuff I want to do and go on trips. So I've been doing DoorDash ever since January of 24. And was able to go on a whole month-long trip to Portugal with that money. We did a week in Sedona, Arizona, which, you know, is not a cheap place to go. Where else have we been? I don't know where else that might be about it over that time frame. I can't remember. Maybe we went did a week in Chicago, but maybe that was before. I can't remember. Man, that was probably before. That was the year before. But anyway, just good things come about those who get out there and bust it with this. It is a grind. It's not. I personally think it's pretty easy because, you know, I don't struggle with this thing. Sometimes I get frustrated. Sometimes I get frustrated at either other drivers or at restaurants or customers for not leaving a tip or whatever. You know, those are just me being, you know, like a drama queen or something. It's not really hard. Some people find it hard, but I don't personally find it hard. So I'm just throwing all that out there to say that it can be done, but don't fool yourself into thinking that it's just easy peasy and you'll go out there and make a lot of money. No, you got to go out there and you got to do the right thing, you know, make sure and you do everything you can to make sure you warrant customers to give you the tip that they gave you and to potentially give you additional tip at the end. So I try to do those things to make sure I stand out, and it is nice when I have people tell me that I'm their new favorite DoorDasher, blah blah blah, you know. I had a guy tell me that my meme game was strong, and he handed me $5 extra at the when I dropped the food off. I had a guy come out the other day, and he was like, met me out in the parking lot at an apartment complex and said, "Dude, what's your Cash App? Those memes are killing me." You know, so I gave him my Cash App, and he sent me like $5. So, you know, just little things like that that you can do in DoorDash to try to increase the money that you make on a daily basis. It can be done. So even with me working 3 nights a week or trying to get in about 18 to 20 hours, because most of the time I end up going a little bit long, so I'll say 18 to 20 hours. So my goal is to do 6 hours for 3 nights a week. But just like today, I kind of sloughed off some on Thursday and didn't dash at all. Only did 3 hours on Friday, and now I'm doing 4 hours today. So, oh crap. And I just missed my turn. I hate that I don't have the speaker on the GPS on purpose, but I miss turns all the time because I'm rambling and not looking at the GPS. So we'll go down here and make a U-turn and then go back. Oh. So I have no idea where I was going with that story, but that's kind of where I ended up. Where I was going with that is just to be kind of transparent as to what I do with DoorDash, and after I deliver this, we'll go over like my stats for the week, and just to show everybody. I won't put it on the screen. Usually I don't anyway. I usually put on the end of the day if I'm dashing and the video coincides with the end of a dash. Sometimes when I do the 6 hour dashes, I split it into 2 episodes of the Rambling Dasher. So the later ones I just affectionately call them Dashing in the Dark. So those ones will have the end on them where I can tally up what I made for the whole day. Wow, there's a bunch of cars out here. All right, let me go deliver this food, and we'll be right back. All right, so that delivery was $9, $4 DoorDash pay, $5 tip, and it was offer 3 out of 3, but I think it was delivery number 2, so an hour and 9 minutes. So we're at 15:15 now. We're off to the next one. Let me send them a quick message. I don't know exactly where it's going to be. I have your order, headed that way. I can't remember. We're just going to do the Johnny Depp one. And directions. So this one is 8 minutes away, and it looks like we get to go out of here, out of this neighborhood, and keep going. Well, dadgum, I don't know. This thing is very odd placement. Okay. Alright, yeah, I know where this is. So this is in a big neighborhood that's up on a hill. It's on, yeah. Alright. So anyway, this is my problem, is I get out of the car and get back in and don't remember what I was talking about before. So, but yeah, hopefully this one was, the first one was $9 and this one was 11 plus, so let's hope that the plus turns into more. But if it doesn't, $11 is pretty good, and that's 20 bucks for these 2 deliveries. So all right, moving on. Oh yeah, I know what I was gonna show is I can't get to it out of this thing very easily, so I try to go over my stats and everything, but they've changed the app up and it's hard to get back to the home screen to where you can see that stuff. So my ratings have platinum status, so and oh, there it is. Overall, my acceptance rate is at 80%. I think it was down to 79 or 78 last night. Completion rate is at 100. My on time is at 80%. Customer rating 5.0. 159 deliveries in the last 30 days, and 2,831 lifetime deliveries. Now, a new stat that they, well, not a new stat, but one that previously they didn't really track, and that was on time. So I'm at 80. They tracked the last 100, and it says Yum Yum was delivered on time. Zaxby's was on time, so I'm shooting for on time with this one. I really don't know how or when it's supposed to be delivered, by 12:31. So I've got 5 minutes, so I got 2 minutes to spare. So that just means when I get there, I have to get it delivered and not dilly-dally around, because then it'll be late. So they're saying that the on-time portion is to help them prioritize drivers, and whenever they prioritize drivers by more than one metric, by status, so if you have platinum versus gold status, then you can get higher priority, better paying orders, and so forth. And then if they're going to further prioritize them, they're going to look at your on time, look at your ratings, and so forth. So this on time thing is a relatively new thing that they say they're looking at, and I promise you, like, for a whole year I was sitting at 93% on time, and it never budged. So I just really don't think they tracked it at all. And then at some point after I came back from Portugal, it dropped from 93 to 92, and I'm like, okay. But anyway, so I just went on about my business. Then a few days later, it dropped to 68 or something like that, and I was like, what the heck? Well, then I clicked on it, and it started actually showing all this stuff. And the very next day after that, the email came out from DoorDash saying, hey, this is what this is, and we're going to start tracking this and give priority based upon completion and blah, blah, blah. Well, I got it up to like 82 or something, and I'm sitting at 80 right now, and it says, quote unquote, needs improvement. And when it was in the 70s, it said very low. So it's to me, getting things on time with the available the time that it takes to get it there. So two things with me, and what DoorDash does try to do is, seemingly anyway, because I've gotten plenty of messages say, hey, we won't mark this late order against you because we know you're at the restaurant waiting on the food, right? So the things that you have to do is you have to mark yourself as arrived at the restaurant, right? And then go into the settings of the order, not the settings, but go into that order and scroll to the bottom, and it'll always say, tell us what's going on. And you click on that and you choose like, hey, they haven't even started the order, that the order was still being prepared, that you can't get any help from the restaurant, blah, blah, blah. Whatever the reason is, you pick a reason and you put it on there. And then just to let this mechanism know that you're at the restaurant waiting, and that's why it's going to be late. Then my other problem is I'm not paying attention. Either I stop to send messages for non-DoorDash related stuff, or maybe I send messages for DoorDash related stuff, right? Or I also will miss a turn. Like last night, I was well on my way to this one place, totally whiffed on the turn because it was this dirt road, and I didn't realize it because this DoorDash app and GPS really do kind of suck in to say that, well, this one wasn't the case, but it can be. It's like they will have it say turn left, and it won't say a street name. Well, it turns out turning left into a long driveway, but the GPS makes it look like it's a street. So you're like, where do I turn left? And there's no way to know until you back out and you realize you're on the delivery address street, but you don't know the street number because it won't show you in the upper right hand corner or up at the top. Like on this one, it shows me the address at the top, and I don't have to click out of the GPS to see it. But on those ones say turn left or turn right to go down a long driveway, well, you're turning into that address, but you're not going to be at the house at the edge of the street. So anyway, all right, I'm out this house. I'm going to go run and deliver this food to try to get it in time, and we will be right back. All right, so turns out that one didn't say $11 plus, it said plus $11. So it always throws me for a loop when it does that crap, but it is what it is. And then I got out of the car, and their neighbor across the street is like telling me, hey, you got the wrong house. And I was like, what? Don't tell me that. And he's like, oh, no, I'm just kidding. I wouldn't do you that way. And I was like, okay. So I told him he owed me the tip. So anyway, that was $11. It was $3 base pay with an $8 tip. So that was nice of them. Appreciate it. This is where I don't like DoorDash, when they stack the orders. Because the other order, which wasn't as far out as this one was, the base pay was like $4. And this base pay, which is even further out, was only $3. So really, I should have had $4.50, $5 as base pay plus the $8 tip. But no, they didn't do that. So anyway, that's where DoorDash will get the drivers when they stack the orders and they pay them less base pay. I'm not a big fan of that, but anyway. So we're going to, so that puts us at, we're out an hour and 19 minutes, and we're sitting at $26.25, 3 out of 3, and we haven't missed any yet, so that's good. So, all right. Well, I tell you what, we got a little bit of a drive to get back into town. I'm going to hit this pause button for a second and finish up with my breakfast / lunch, and we'll catch up with you when we get our next order. See ya. Hey guys, we just pulled up to a McDonald's here, and I took a little small order just to make sure that we're staying busy. So we're gonna pick this up and I'll catch back with you in a second. All right, so we have McDonald's finally. It took a few minutes to get it ready, and we are sending a message. I always send one with the Hamburglar from McDonald's. Now granted, people probably don't know who he is because it's an old cartoon from probably like the 70s and 80s. But anyway, I still like it. But it says, "I have stolen your order." Just kidding. I'm on the way. Directions. So 4 miles, 7 minutes. Where is this taking me? All right. So I get to go back this way a ways, and then go across the freeway down the other direction. I don't know why it wouldn't be quicker just to go that way, because I could just get on the access road. But oh well, it's too late. We're going this way. They've got the worst entrance to this Circle K where this McDonald's is here. Alright, it is getting hot out. It wasn't that bad. It hasn't been that bad, but it's getting warmer. It is getting warmer. Okay. DoorDash galore. So we've been going at it about an hour and 40 minutes, and I don't know what these people in front of me are doing. And then Toyota Echo, which I have not seen that vehicle maybe ever. It looked like it was an 80s model of a Toyota car that I really don't know that I've ever seen one. But it was going about I don't know, I'm going about 50, and it was going about 20 down in the fast lane. So I'm going 50 in a 45, and people are passing me like I'm sitting still. So, anyway, pretty straight. Well, this was a relatively small $4 and maybe 50-cent order, but I just felt compelled to take it. I really need to get back towards the hot spot. I'm gonna go ahead and see if I can't hit pause. Pause. I don't know if it paused or not. Oh, I didn't get the green arrow. It did turn the pause on. So yeah, if I hit pause, then maybe I'll just I can bypass this little area here and not get any deliveries. because typically the things you get at Otter Creek, for the most part, they're not the best orders. And I almost bet you anything that the base pay on this one is going to be $4.50 with a 0 tip. I would be very surprised, because I was over 2 miles away when I accepted the order, and now it's, yeah, I just think most likely this one is going to have a base pay of the full amount with 0 tip. So doesn't mean that I'm wrong. It could be $2 with a $2.50 with the tip, but could be $2.50 with the $2 tip, or whatever. It could be some other version, or it could just be a $4.50 base pay with $0 tip. That's what I think it's going to be. Now, also, they could do a cash tip, and it would appear that traffic is backed up, maybe due to a train. Because we had to go across some train tracks. Now I can't see up that far because it's right around the corner as well. So I am going to assume that there is a train across the railroad track. So I'm going to send them a message saying that, oops. And there's a train. ... Now, that doesn't help me with DoorDash, expecting it to be delivered within the next few minutes, but maybe. Traffic does seem to be moving. It says I'm supposed to deliver it by 1:02, and it's only 12:55, and it says it's 3 minutes away. So fingers crossed I can get it there by 1:02. They don't give you a lot of extra time, that's for sure. Come on, people, let's go. My clock is ticking, and my time to get there is staying the same. So one thing I didn't mention earlier, I've already eaten it, but white chocolate macadamia nut Cliff Bars. So if you check out the description down below, we have what's called affiliate links, and one of them is called the Rambling Dasher store at Amazon. So you can check that out. You can see all the things that I use to do this show. My phone charger, the mic that I have a newer version in the store. Oh crap, sorry people, I gotta go this way. People are gonna like shoot me here because I'm baiting and switching on my turns, because I normally have to turn that way, but it says to go straight. There's like in this drink that I'm drinking today, there's it's an energy booster that is a liquid energy booster that I put into some cran mango juice and ice that I put in here today. So has a little added caffeine kick that that I'm trying to wean myself off of drinking Mountain Dew and maybe saving a few calories here and there, and whatever the bad stuff is they put in Mountain Dew. But then the Cliff Bars are in there. I often eat my own little, like, either just a handful of cashews or almonds or pistachios, or sometimes I mix them all together and put them in a cup and eat them while I'm dashing. So those are in there. There's several other things. Oh, this water bottle I have is an expensive water bottle. It's called Lark, L-A-R-Q, if you can see that. But it's more for if you're serious into drinking better water. And I purposely got it to go on foreign trips, where, especially in places where they say don't drink the water. And I also don't want to spend countless amounts of money on bottled water all the time. So anyway, so I'm trying to avoid that with this thing, and it basically gives you, it has a excuse me, it has a filter, it has a I don't know what it's called, an ultraviolet light that kills the bacteria, and it has a filter straw. So two different ways that you kind of have a little extra protection there. So all right, I am at this house. I'm gonna pop out and deliver this food, and we will be right back. Thank you. All right guys, so it was $3.50 dash pay with a $1 tip. So we are up to $30.75 in an hour and 50 minutes. So to keep a $20 an hour pace, I need $10 more in the next 10 minutes. But anyway, we'll keep pushing through. I am going to, and I probably won't make it back to my delivery area in the next 10 minutes. So I have the dash paused right now. I want to finish up with my snacks. But anyway, do check out the link below. I got several things going on down there. Anything you can do to help out. If you purchase stuff through Amazon, it doesn't cost you any extra, but we get a referral or finder's fee. Yeah, it'd be very helpful just to get that going in that direction. But anyway, just if you have a chance, check it out. And I will be right back with our next order. All right guys, we are back into Brant. I just got an order for $4.25 to Popeyes, and I went ahead and declined that one. And then within about 10 seconds after that, I got another order for Yum Yums for like $8.25, and now I've got a second order for Sonic that says $6 plus. So this one says plus $6 plus. So we're gonna run over to Yum Yums, pick up that food, then we'll make it to the Sonic, whichever Sonic that is, and get that one, and then we will be off making the delivery. So I don't know, what is this doing? This is taking me to Sonic first. So I'm at, or maybe that's the other Yum Yum. Let me see which Yum Yum it is. Now this is kind of odd. Yum Yum on Main Street, which is this one. I'm just gonna say arrived at the store. So I'm gonna go, I don't know what, this thing is so weird. This app is just acting cray-cray lately. So alright, I'm at Yum Yum. I'm gonna run in there, pick this up, and we will be right back. Alright guys, we have the Yum Yum picked up, and we are headed to Sonic. So far, well, yeah, I've only declined one order so far today, so I'd like to keep it to one decline a day, but who's to say? I'm pretty sure that took us down to 79 or so. Maybe we can get back up before the day is over. We're at 1:15, and I'm gonna go till 3, so I gotta, and I probably picked the wrong way to come here because traffic is backed up here and this truck won't go. Alright, there we go. All right, I'm gonna run down to Sonic and we'll be right back. All right, guys, we have Sonic loaded up. We have a Yum Yum order loaded up. We are going to the first one, which is the Yum Yum delivery, and it is 6 minutes away. Whew. It's heating up out here. We're gonna throw on some dirty glasses. All right. What is the deal with Saturdays, but it seems a bit crowded out here. A bit crowded. So we are at, yeah, we're looking at less than a little bit over an hour and a half, just barely an hour and a half left. And I forget where, let's see. This offer, I think, with these 2 orders is $14.75, which should put us upwards of $46. So hopefully we we'll hit the 50, but we're going to be shooting for 60 to 70. So fingers crossed we can get up over that hump. It would be nice to have $70 on a Saturday. Let's see. Yay, can't wait. Thanks again. So messages from this customer. So it's I'm just going to tell you, if you're new to dashing and you're trying to get 5-star ratings, sending people notifications, and this is what I do. So I try to do three times, right? 3 touches. Sometimes 4 if it's taking an extra long time at the restaurant. But number 1 is when I get to the restaurant, I immediately send them a message to say, hey, I make the first message personalized, and I copy and paste or I have things pinned in my clipboard so it's easy to do, so I can get in and out and send them the messages that I want to send them in a matter of seconds, not trying to type all this stuff out and make it unique for every client. And no, I don't do all that. But they don't know that either, unless they get the same messages from me every time I dash, so which they will. Now they might get a different meme, but maybe not. I don't change my memes out very much. I need to get new memes, but I haven't. Anyway, so we send them a message, and I personalize the first one that says, hey, and their first name, exclamation. Then I type out the name of the restaurant. So that's 3 words I type. And then I go to my clipboard and I hit the third option, which is the first option, is paste. And it says is, so the restaurant is working on your order. Please let me know if there's anything else I can do to make your experience even better. Something like that. Relatively cheesy, right? But it works with people because people appreciate the offer. Then I send them a meme saying, hey, the restaurant's working on your order, or something like cheesy, like me. I I got one that I send to men. Usually it's Jim from the office looking into the conference room through the blinds, and it just says me waiting on the restaurant, me waiting at the restaurant for your food, or something like that. And the other one is from the TV show Friends, where like 3 or 4 of them are sitting at the coffee house and they're looking up at someone, you know, and it just says me waiting at the restaurant for your food, or something like that. Something cheesy, right? And a lot of times those two will get LOL or thank you or blah blah blah, you know, something. They will send something. So number 2 thing is when I get the order packed into the bag. So part of that is getting your food packed into the warming bags. So make sure you have those. Pizza bags, warming bags, whatever. Make sure you have something to keep their food warm, because this is part 2 of getting a tip and getting ratings, is and then sending them a message saying, hey, I'm on the way with your food. Something as simple as that. And you send them a meme. There's plenty of memes out there associated with I'm on the way with your food. So I would encourage you to find those and get those and send them. The last thing, oh, there's the apartment. We're just gonna park across the street. The last one is a meme when you get to their house. And it simply says, hey, I'm dropping the order off. And I send them a meme that shows like knock, 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 dropping the order off. Some cheesy thing like that. So definitely encourage those kind of things. And your ratings will go up and the potential for getting extra tips will go up. So anyway, all right, I'll be right back. Okay, so 2 hours 19 minutes, $39.50. That was $2.75 base with a $6 tip. The next one I gotta send, it's in a different apartment complex, so ding, send a message, have your order headed that way, send a picture, go to the collections and send, I think this is a, so we're just gonna send the Jack Sparrow running from the cannibals holding the DoorDash bag once, and I'm on my way with your order. And it said something, top floor, please do not knock. Okay, oops, I can't deliver it, so. Okay, so here we go. Whew. I think I'm beginning to more and more sound like an old person out in the heat. Sorry about that. Could be that I am an old person out in the heat. What's up with that? What is up with that? Oh, and I'm going the wrong way. Or am I going the wrong way? I could have went 2 different ways. Okay, I guess I'm going around this way now. But I think I'll just make a U-turn here, even though there's not a turn. It's someone's driveway, and probably not the best place to turn around because it's coming over a hill. Okay. So if I would have took that way around, it probably would have made me late. Hopefully I can get there within the estimated time of, I don't see a delivery time, 1:41. Oh, I still have 8 minutes or so. Directions, and it's supposed to take me 4 minutes to get there. So yeah, they're going, making that U-turn, cut off a couple minutes of driving all the way around. I was thinking it was a different set of apartments. Okay, 3 more minutes, and I think we can sneak in the back entrance of this apartment. I think that's the only way you can get it from this direction, because the only other direction is up on the freeway. So a customer added a $2 tip. Thank you to someone on my Yum Yum order. That was very nice of them. I was not expecting that. So much appreciated. So when I get up here, I will try to send them a message of thanks. So if I don't forget, right? Because yeah, I'm that old. This street, this entrance to these apartments does not necessarily look like an entrance to an apartment complex. It's just like in a bunch of trees, and there's a little road right there. It does have a gate, but the gate is never closed, and it has signs on there saying leasing or whatever. But if you're not looking for it, you won't see it. You'll just fly on by. Alright, so this one is I'm almost there. So alright, I'm gonna pause this and we'll catch you on the other side. Alright, so that order was the $6 plus order, and it turned out to be an $11 order, so they added $5 extra, so that was very nice of them. It was $2 base pay with a $9 tip, so very awesome. So let me go in here and send them messages if I can. I hate this, the way they redid this thing. So I don't have save responses for tips, so I should build that in there. Okay, I got those messages sent to both customers just because, yeah. So we're at $52.50 now, so that was nice of both of them to add extra money to their tips. So puts us over 50, and we still have a whole, and we still got an hour and 20 minutes till 3 o'clock. So we're gonna come back out. I should have went that way, but oh well. We're gonna go this way. Maybe. I don't know why I want to go this way. There's no real reason to go this way. I think I will just cut through here and go out the other way. So, to me, those two orders right there prove why you send and you communicate well, effectively, that you do the cheesy memes. Those ones didn't really mention anything about it. Some people do appreciate the memes, and they verbalize it, or at least put a message out there, or face to face even. I can't tell you how many people have told me that those memes just made their day. And I get tired of them because they're the same old memes, but and I never really take the time to go digging for new ones. Or if I do, I don't find any that look as good as the ones I'm already using. So anyway, but it's a simple little thing that's going to take you an extra 10 seconds to send someone a quick message and to attach in a meme, send it to them, and it could make somebody's day. They may not show you in such a way, but I promise you, when you do it consistently, you will get better ratings and you will get better tips. So all right. Okay. So headed back to Bryant. I haven't really, have I even headed? I don't think I've been down to Benton at all today. I went to Alcoa. Did I go to Alcoa? I don't know. I don't even remember going to Alcoa today, but maybe, oh, I had that one pickup at Zaxby's down there. But it seems like all the, I don't even remember where I delivered that one, but anyway, so not too much going on that direction today. And amazingly, I don't get that many orders over on this side of the freeway, where there is Taco Bell, McDonald's, Wendy's, Sonic, Chick-fil-A. I just don't get a whole lot of orders over here. But as soon as I say that, I get one at Little Caesars, which is way back the other direction, for $7. And it says 2.9 miles, but yeah, I gotta make a U-turn here somehow, some way. I don't know how I'm going to make a U-turn, but we'll figure it out. We will figure it out. Oh. 2.9 miles for Sonic, and it's got 1.4 miles to get there. Now, it's not going to take me 1.4 miles to get there, but I may, yeah, I don't know. We're gonna try to get this turn light here to be in our favor, and then when I turn, I go down there and make a U-turn and be back in the turn lane to go back across the freeway. We may just break into the Waffle House right here and use their parking lot as a place to turn around. What's up, Waffle House? Alright, that was easy enough. Now I just gotta let all these cars go through. Little Caesars. Wow. So I don't know, I'm just pulled up an article here on my news. This is via the AP. It says charges dropped against more than 120 defendants in Massachusetts because they can't get an attorney. So in Boston, more than 120 cases, including some assault on family members and police, are dismissed Tuesday in Boston, the latest fallout from a months-long dispute over pay that has led public defenders to stop taking new clients. At a mostly empty courtroom, Boston Municipal Court Chief Justice Tracy Lee Lyons invoked the Lavalley protocol in dismissing case after case. It requires cases be dropped if a defendant hadn't had an attorney for 45 days and released from custody. Well, that right there sounds like some misuse of public trust, misuse of public funds, to say that we can't get criminals a public defender to be able to give them a fair trial, but also to just let them walk. It's a pretty sad day when that happens, so oh well. Alright, we're at Little Caesars. I will be right back. Alright guys, we had to wait 10 minutes or so for some crazy bread to be made, and we have everything loaded up and out the door. So 1.8 miles and for 5 minutes is what it says. Well, I don't know how this thing is taking me. Okay. I hate freaking DoorDash's GPS. It's saying to go that way, go around the back and come out down there somewhere, when I can just turn left and go down there somewhere. And the customer just said thank you, so you are welcome, Mr. Customer. Send them our best Chick-fil-A response. My pleasure! Exclamation with a smiley face. Boom. And go back to the delivery. Alright, so now okay, so we are on our way. On our way. On our way, on our way. Take a left right here, and maybe we'll beat some people up there. I don't know. So basically this is a road that curves around and comes back out on the road up there, which all of those people are going to go up there and turn left and be at the same place that we're going, but maybe we can beat them. Maybe we can beat them. All right. And we're probably not going to beat them. There's too much traffic. I might sneak through this thing though. Maybe we did beat them. They might have got stuck at the other light. Okay, moving right along. Alright, so we're at this house. We're not at the house, but we're going into the neighborhood. And I am going to try to find it here really quick. It's less than a minute away. So we will be right back. Alright guys, that was $7. We're at $59.50 after 2 hours and 54 minutes. It was $2 with a $5 tip. So I'm going to back out and send them a message because I forgot to, saying that it is here and that it has been delivered. Bang. Alright, return to dash. $59.50 and I got 55 minutes to go, so let's see if we can break that $70 mark today. Let's break the $70. I got 11 bucks, $10.50. We need $10.50. Which way do I go? Do I go back into Bryant? Do I go back to Alcoa? We're gonna go back into Bryant. I think I'll wait on traffic right here. It is. People's just flying up through here. Okay. All right. Let's get a couple of decent orders and maybe get up to 80. That would be nice. 2 $10 orders, or maybe just one $20 order is all we need. One $20 order would be very nice. Those are few and far between. Few and far between. Oh, but anyway, any other, I'm trying to think of any other dashing advice that I normally give out in these videos. There's a lot of debate online with, I don't know, I don't get on Reddit, but I get on to Facebook. Maybe I should get on Reddit just for inspiration and things. So here is another $6 plus order for Papa John's, and I'll probably have to wait for this order the whole time because I'm sitting right here at the back door of Papa John's. So I accepted it. $6 plus. It seemed like it was a fairly short delivery. I didn't see the exact time, but we'll run in here, see if they have any idea when it's going to be ready, and then we will get it delivered. So fingers crossed it turns from 6 plus to over 10, and then we will have our 70 bucks. So I'll be right back. All right guys, so we got into Papa John's. There's 2 other dashers sitting there waiting, and the dude is bringing out 8 pizzas for someone that those 2 guys aren't even waiting for. And he tells me that mine hasn't even been started yet. So it's going to be at like 20 plus minutes. So I'm not going to sit around and wait for that. I was going to jump over to my stats and see what my ratings just dropped to. So my acceptance is 79. My completion is 99 because I canceled that order. My on time is up to 81. Customer rating 5.0. Deliveries in the last 30 days 164. So, return to Dash and drive as far away from Papa John's as I can. Just to see what else there is out there. You could tell that dude was feeling a little stressed in there. He was hustling to make 8 freaking pizzas, and the dude, those two guys are like, nope, not for us. So, anyway, well, I hate doing that just because I don't like doing those kind of deals, and so that particular one cancellation is going to stick around with me for 100 freaking orders. So that'll take about, I don't know, a week and a half, maybe 2 weeks or so before that thing falls off. I don't like doing it, but I also realize that, I mean, that was a $6 order, and here is a $9.25 for 7 miles, but it's still $9.25. I will accept it. For Burger King, which is right around the corner. And Burger King will not take 20 plus minutes to make their burger. So, there's that. Now, it's probably going to take up my whole rest of my hour to deliver this thing 7 miles or 9 miles or whatever I said. I think it was $9.25 for 7, maybe 7.9 miles. So, it's a long delivery. But we'll get it delivered. Kind of makes me want to get a freaking something to eat in here, but I don't know. I don't want to spend the money. Okay, we'll be right back. Alright guys, we are headed that direction. It says 7 miles, 15 minutes, so it's kind of out in the backside of, I don't know, the north side of Benton. Yeah. So we'll head out that way. 14 minutes is going to put us at 2:35. And I don't know if we'll have time for another delivery or not, but we'll see what happens when we get there. Alright people, don't run me over. So what I was talking about before is one of the things that I see, one of the things that people talk about a lot on here, on Facebook or other places with the DoorDash is playing the DoorDash game of having a high acceptance rate so that you can get priority. Some people are adamant that they do not play that game and won't follow the rules associated with that, and they say they get good orders regardless of whether they have priority or not. So they don't take small orders at all. So I can tell you from my perspective where I am, we're saturated with drivers. You know, a lot of places I walk into and you see people waiting for food. People come from Little Rock. I met a guy the other day that lives in South Arkansas, and he drives an hour and a half a day to get up to this area just to DoorDash. So a lot of people come here from other areas to DoorDash, and they are, yeah, more power to them. But the reality is, if you don't have priority, how else can you get the good orders, from my perspective? Because I came back from Portugal and I had all good numbers except one criteria that I wasn't meeting for platinum status, and that was deliveries in the last 30 days. You have to have 100 deliveries in the last 30 days. So I had 0, and I took crap order after crap order after crap order after crap order for 2.5 weeks to get up to 100 deliveries. And I didn't get good orders. I didn't get any, I very rarely in that 2.5 weeks got anything that was a $10 order. Now it seems like, I get a lot of $6, $8, $10 orders now. They're all over the place, but very rarely during that 2.5 week window would I get anything over $6. So to me, that makes a huge difference, especially when there's a lot of drivers. So anyway, something that I take into consideration just because of that. So if you have 0, well, not if you have 0, but if you have below platinum, to me, in my area. Now, I've seen people say that, yeah, I'm proud of it. I got an AR of 4, and I still make money. And that's where, based upon my experience, if I had an AR of 4, that means I would have accepted 4 orders out of the last 100 orders. And for me, you might get more orders per day if you decline them all. But I have a belief that DoorDash will throttle your number of orders if you don't accept. Like if you skip 3 or 4 or 5 orders in a row and you decline them, that they won't send you as many after that on this dash. And then 2, that if you have an AR of 4, that just means that out of 100 deliveries that were offered to you, that you only accepted 4 of them. And even if they were a massive $20 per order, right? Well, that means that it paid you $80 out of 4 deliveries out of the last 100 that you were offered. And for me, now granted, this is what I get offers and I accept them. So, and therefore in a 6-hour window, I might have 10, maybe 12 deliveries in a 6-hour window. Maybe 14 at the most, but usually it's somewhere around, maybe 10 to 14, let's say, right? Well, 10 to 14 in a 6-hour window means that you're going to take anywhere from 10 to maybe, let's say 8 to 10 days. So 8 to 10 days to get 100 orders and that you declined. Now, if you're declining them all, you might get more orders that way, but I don't know I don't know that you can decline 100 orders in a day. I don't know, maybe, and they would still send you orders. I just don't know. I never tried that. I can't see it happening, that I just decline, and I'm just gonna decline everything that's less than $10 or maybe $20 or whatever, because the chances of those orders coming around are slim, right? And if you say, hey, I'm gonna decline everything except $20 orders, and if you did that, then I don't know. I just don't know if you would get any orders that day, right? At least here you wouldn't. Now it could be there's $20 orders out there to be found, but I'm too busy delivering a $6 order to get it, right? because those big orders like that are coincidence that you only get them whenever you're available. You don't get them while you're delivering another order. So there's a lot of chance that goes into this kind of stuff. But any which way, traditionally, if you're accepting orders, it's going to take you 8 to 10 days. And 8 to 10 days, let's say there's 8 to 10 days and you make $80 on $20 orders on 4, right? So that means in a month's time that you got 200 and whatever, 8 times 4, 240 bucks. $240 in a month, right? And I just like, I can't do that. I cannot do that. $240 in a month time with an AR of 4 is not worth my time. I would not be doing it if that's all the money that I could make off of this DoorDashing, because I would be spending so much time just declining orders and wasting my time that it's not worth that. Now, the way that I do it is, and I get on average $100 a day in a 6-hour window, and I do that 3 days a week, so that's $300 a week, $1,200 a month, if I can do the math right. Yeah, 3, 6, 9, 12. So roughly in 4 weeks, I will get $1,200. And then there's 2 times a year where you would have 4 or 5 pay periods in a month. So you get $1,500 if you did it consistently, right? So $1,200 a month times 12 months is $14,400. So that's kind of where I'm looking at. And if I'm taking $80 or $240 a month times 12, then you're looking at $3,000 in a year, maybe something like that. Yeah. So 14.4 versus $3,000. I'm gonna take the 14.4. Now, do I have to work more for it? Yes. Do I have to leave the house? Yes. Do I? This is just speculation on my part, that these people that do this probably don't have to pay bills. Either they live off the government, or they live off their parents, or they found a sugar daddy or something. I don't know. I don't know, but there's no way that they can be able to make money, enough money over time, if they got an AR of 4. So that just means they're living off of someone else. They don't live in the real world. They live in a world where they can sit around and decline all these orders and spout off on Facebook or Reddit that says, don't accept any orders below XYZ dollar amount, blah, 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 blah. You know, I make plenty of money and I have an AR of 4. I'm like, no, you don't have plenty of money. You may have plenty of money in your world where you don't have any expenses. Yes, that might be plenty of money to you. $240 in a month might be plenty of money for you. But for a real person, it's not very much money. Yes, you can buy 4 video games for $240, but it will not buy you food for a month. It will not pay for your car payment. It will not pay for your insurance. It will not pay for your maintenance. It won't pay for your gas. Probably pay for your gas because you're only delivering 4 times a month, or 4 times whatever. But yeah, I don't know. Those people aggravate the fool out of me when they say that kind of stuff. And you break down the numbers, and for them to say, oh, I got an AR of 4, but I make plenty of money. I was like, well, you wouldn't make enough money to pay your bills. You make enough money to buy 2 video games, and that's about it. Anyway, I'll get off that soapbox. I'm about here to these people's house. I'm gonna pop that in there and we'll be right back. All right, guys, we are back. That order was $9.25, $3.75 base pay and $5.50 tip. We're at $68.75 in 3 hours and 25 minutes. I have no idea where I'm at, but we're gonna get back and see if we got about 20 minutes. I may just head to the house. And call it a day at $68.75. I got about 24 minutes. If I could get one more quick order, that'd be nice, just to pop it up over 70. But I'm way out here in no man's land. So yeah. And the crazy thing is, it's hard for me without having the GPS to figure out how the heck to get back. I used to come out this way all the time because I lived out that way and had to bring my daughter to school. But sheesh, that was 10 years ago. I guess, I don't know, maybe it was 10 years ago. Probably. But anyway, so we are definitely out of the well, it doesn't say we're out of the zone anyway, so I'm surprised about that. But there's nothing that is within, like, it says the hot spot is 5 miles away at Popeye's Chicken. So I'm going to pause this and we'll make a decision on what we're going to do when we get back, and then we may do one more delivery, or we may just wrap it up. But we'll see you on the other side. Alright guys, got back into town and just accepted a double stack for a little Asian place called Asian House and Popeye's Chicken. I don't know if it has 2 different deliveries or they're both going to the same place, but it was, yeah, it's going to take a little bit, probably a good 30 minutes at least, which will put me home a little later than I expected, but that's all right. But it was like $13.50, I think. So that puts me up over the $70 mark. Probably close to the $80 mark. I think definitely over the $80 mark. So yeah, so we went ahead and accepted that, and we will make that our last delivery. I don't know if I can pause orders and directions to Asia House, 1 minute away. So I'm gonna pull into Asia House, grab this food here. Hopefully they've got it ready. I doubt it, but maybe. And we'll be back to go to Popeye. So be back in a minute. Alright guys, so I had to move my camera over to the other wireless charger because it seems like maybe my phone got a little damp because I made a mistake of putting my water bottle in with the electronics, and now it's saying every time I try to plug it in, it's saying, hey, unplug it from the charger because it's got moisture. So now I plugged it into the wireless one to get it charged up a little bit. So yeah, there's that. And guess what? The Popeye's chicken is not the Popeye's chicken here. It's 9 miles away. I'm like, golly, you gotta be freaking kidding me. So now I gotta go to Baseline Road in Little Rock, where I do not want to go, to pick up Popeye's chicken. But what I did find out is both orders go to the same place. So fingers crossed we get down there and everything will be all right. Baseline, anything out in that area is not a place I really want to be hanging out in. Yeah, it's just not the best part of town. So, but it is what it is. We will make this delivery. We will get it taken care of, and we will get back home. I have a call scheduled this afternoon with my daughter, who is in Japan. So we're going to be going over some things that I want her to be working on for me and for my son, that we can all participate in trying to develop some kind of online strategy for developing a marketplace for us to have affiliate links, so that we all can participate and hopefully can grow it to somehow. It looks like the vehicle that I was looking at in that car lot is not there anymore, so, and that's probably for the best, because I don't need to be looking at a vehicle. I went wanting to get a vehicle for my son, but we already have too many vehicles. But anyway, so yeah, we got to go all the way down the Baseline and pick up this order. And this, I don't know what the deal is. If I've done something different with the setup of this thing, it's just, maybe it's just because of the brightness here. But anyway, hopefully it's recording. I think it is. My mics appear to still be working, and they're not flashing red or anything, the mic and the receiver. They do a USB-C charge, so they have built-in batteries, and you just have to charge them up. So fingers crossed. I don't know how long I've had these things, 2 or 3 years or so, but they seem to be doing pretty good. I like it when it's up here at the top and kind of out of my way, and I don't have to mess with it. I do have some backup batteries, and when they start getting low, I just plug them in, but then I can't leave it up here because it's plugged in. So anyway, but yeah, and so this 7 more miles down the freeway. So fortunately it's all freeway miles, so 6 miles in 7 minutes, or it's fixing to say 6 miles in 6 minutes, but instead of like 6 miles in 20 minutes if it was in some back roads with a bunch of stoplights and stop signs and all that fun stuff. So I need to send a message to let people know I'm on my last delivery. Popeye's chicken. So I can't remember which episode this one is going to be. So it's in the 70s. I think I was working on episode 58 last night, and we'll have to get it uploaded today. I think 57 maybe, well, I don't know, maybe I didn't get 58 done. I was exporting it out of Premiere Pro last night. I think that was 58, and we were on about 71 or 72, so roughly 2 weeks behind. I might start trying to post a couple on the weekends, just to try to get caught up. I don't necessarily think that 2 weeks behind is a bad deal though, but I would like to get them out there in a little bit quicker fashion. I know, like, especially when I talk about things that are current, I don't want it to be 2 weeks old. But it is what it is. If I could figure out how to get things done faster, then I would definitely do it. I've got it down to where I can about get videos turned around relatively quick. It just takes a little bit of time, and then the reality is that I can get it built faster than I can get it exported out of the software. That's what takes so long. And then the fact that these are long play videos, so they take quite a while to export and generate the MP4s. So there's two things I have to wait on the software to do. Is one is I get there might be 2 or 3 videos associated with an episode. I load those in, get them in the right order, then I have to do a transcript. So, and I use ChatGPT to help me with determining a summarization of the whole transcript, and come up with a title for the video. And then from there, we generate a quick and easy, you guys, I don't know if you've seen it, the thumbnail for the videos they're all the same. They just have a different title in there. They say episode number and the title of the video at the top, and so that works out pretty quick. I can run it through I don't have to do anything other than just go and generate that title, the thumbnail, and get that done pretty quick. And then get it loaded, because that's the load screen into the video, and then I have to make sure a couple little things are in place, because when I load new videos and I load new the load screen, which is the thumbnail, the attributes of the transitions, they don't stick on there. They always delete, so I have to add transitions back. And then, because today's video is going to be a different length than tomorrow's video, so I have to go through and move stuff down at the end. Like I play a little music and I have a little thing at the end, so I have to drag those to be wherever the new ending is for the next video, and then make sure everything looks good, make sure everything has little things in there, make sure I correctly title it, and then export it. And once it's exported, then I get the file, and can upload it to YouTube. So yeah, I have to go through some steps there. It's somewhat frustrating, or not, it's not frustrating, it's somewhat time consuming. And once I hit that export button, I can't do anything else with the software. So basically it freezes the software. I wish it would just like, hey, here's this, we're going to shoot it over there and do something with it externally, and then that way I could do more stuff with the software while it's working on that export. But no, it doesn't do that. Okay, I'm here at Popeyes. We're gonna run in and grab this food and we'll be right back. Alright guys, so now another 1.8 miles for 5 more minutes to this place. So deeper into Southwest Little Rock. Yay for me! Now how do I get out of this joint? I hope this isn't going one way, but maybe. But we're gonna go one way, or this way. No, it says it's 2 ways. Alright. Deep into Southwest Little Rock we go. And now I have a fly in my car. And I hate it when that happens. Alright. It's getting hot. And all the joys. 90 degrees it says. Okay, somewhere up here we have to turn 0.6 miles. So, yeah, all in all, a good Saturday afternoon run of 4 hours, and it's probably going to be about 4 hours and 20 minutes or so, and we'll have over $80. So that's good. Not a bad day. I think it'll be over $80. I think that it will be over $80. I'm pretty sure it'll be over $80 because I was at 68 and this was like 13. So that should be right at 80, 81 bucks. I just wonder if this one will be on time, because it is quite a ways out here. I don't think, well, who's to say? It shouldn't be. I don't know that I waited that long at the restaurants, but maybe. Oh, but there's my first mistake, as I missed the turn, and there's no place to turn around other than right here in the middle of the street. And I don't know that this thing is wide enough to do that. Well, it says I can keep going. I'll just turn in here. And then get back over there. Alright, that was easy enough. Alright, I am almost here, and I will drop this off and we'll be right back. Alright guys, so I just missed that order up. We're going to hit in dash. Are you sure? Yes, we're sure. That did put me up over the whatever the amount at $82.25. It says 4 hours and 7 minutes. 9 out of 12 offers accepted, and the earnings for the week is 336.66. Today I did not get any cash tips, which, you know, it's fine. I don't think I got any cash tips yesterday either, or yeah, for Friday. It's a little rare to not get cash tips, so, but it is not a big deal either. So my earnings, let's see if I can go look at that one order. For today, 82. That one there, Popeyes and Asia House, was $5 DoorDash pay, $8.50 tip for the two restaurants together. So yeah, there's that. And back to my ratings for today, we are sitting at 79% acceptance rate, 99% completion, 81% on time, still have a 5.0, 167 deliveries in the last 30 days, and still at 2831 on the lifetime delivery. So with that, we are going to wrap it up. I appreciate everyone that stayed till the end. Much appreciated. It does help with the YouTube algorithm. And so yeah, if you have any questions, leave them down in the comments. I'll be happy to reply on another video, or reply to the comment directly, but probably bring them up in a video or something like that. So anyway, much appreciated. Hope y'all have a great rest of your weekend, and I will catch you on another day. See ya.